What's up, my friends? How goes it tonight? I don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about here. This will be the Carpo After Dark. To be honest, I think I still have the one from last night on this camera. I don't even think I uploaded it, so I'll probably just be doing two of them. I don't really have a particular subject in mind tonight. I'm just relaxing out on the back porch. And I was sitting here thinking about how I don't really get angry anymore. And it's almost like it works against me in a way. And I want to try to expound on that and explain it a little bit. You know, years ago, I've never been a very angry person. I've always been a peaceful person. I've always been a nice person. I don't like to fight. I've only been in like one fist fight in my life. Pretty easygoing, but I'm very intense, which can be mistaken for anger sometimes, or hostility. I'm very overwhelming. I know that about myself. I can make people feel like I'm like attacking them, because my mom tells me that when we discuss things sometime, and she's honest, so I know that. But in the sense that I'm actually frustrated about something, that's not usually the issue. I become impassioned or passionate about things. But when I was sitting here thinking about not anger, but anxiety or frustration, but there have been times of anger. I guess there have been a few times where I've been angry at someone who has trolled me, and it's not just people online. I'm talking about people in your daily life, people who want your energy. And then you get older and you learn how to let those things go. And so what I was thinking about was, is there a point where you become so passive that you've almost let go of the anger that you need, the fire inside to fight those battles? I love to argue, but I'm quick to actually give up a battle. I'm more likely to just let a person think they won and just be done with it, or let them win and be done with it. Whoever feels good about it, that's great. Just because I've found that most arguments aren't worth it. In other words, this is and this is what I wanted to do when I make these outdoor videos. I wanted to think about times in my past, and I'm glad that a time popped into my mind to explain exactly what I'm talking about. I want to say it must have been the summer of 1998, I think. And I was hanging out with my friends at a bar. It was called Sneakers, and it was in Tualatin, Oregon. And my friend worked there, and we used to hang out and play pool. And one night we were hanging out with like 4 or 5 of us, playing a game of pool. And there was only 2 pool tables, so we were sharing and taking turns on one. Now, one of the guys lost, and then it was the next person's turn to go up against our other buddy. And my friend and Mike and I both grabbed a pool stick. And he's like, "It's my turn." I said, "It's my turn." And it started from there. And then I had this, it was one of those epiphanies, those experiences that change your life. And I realized at that moment, wait, this isn't worth arguing over. And I was still a kid, of course. In 98 I was 23. I was young. But, still learning values and whatnot. And I just let him have it. And the minute I handed it to him, he said, "No, you go, man." And that, I think, was the moment when I had the epiphany. And it was like, okay, if you want to really make your life more pleasurable, don't bother trying to prove yourself or your dominance over people. Just walk away, or, if somebody's being too brutal. But generally, friends can get along and get over things. And anyway, it was from that time on I kind of learned to just let things go. I don't like to argue about petty things, but I still enjoy it. Like, I love a good debate, an argument, if it has results and if it sticks to subject, of course. But I was thinking about anger in ancient times was a very useful tool when people had to fight battles and they had to fight wars over land, over resources, or religion, whatever the stupid reason was to fight a war. They would have to rile people and get them angry. And there's nothing that I think riles people more than either the fear of death of their loved ones, and if they can't, and that's what the U.S. uses as like terrorism to scare its people, to make you think that your family's in danger. And ooh, it's raining. And also, they use like the fear of nationalism or losing your nation when they can't use the fear of losing your family. And nationalism is riled to get people upset and angry by saying, look at what people think about our nation, and they're burning our flag, and there's so much anger around the world that causes that violence. And I think that's why it's such an important thing to talk about, to tackle. That violence stems from oppression, it stems from starvation, it stems from ignorance and misdirected hostility. I mean, most American people, for example, know that the terrorists out there don't want to attack human or American citizens. If they did, it's only to cause panic in order to get to the government. The whole idea is that they're upset with the government, the corruption, the money system, the banking system, the oil cartels. But they tell us that it's about the American way of life. So that angers people, and that anger gets people riled behind the cause of war. So I think that anger does have a place, but it's something we have to save. But it's also like a tool. It has to be sharpened and used once in a while. Or I guess more like an automobile, You have to get frustrated, or else it's easy to kind of lose that. I mean, I get mistaken for being frustrated sometimes when I'm not at all. But that's just what goes, that's just how it goes when you have a lot of discussions about a variety of subjects. But sometimes I wonder, I guess it was maybe Manly Hall that really, years ago, it's not that it taught me how to think more calmly. It was just that some of those teachings filled in blanks that I hadn't previously thought of, and made me understand that the efforts that I make in life are in direct proportion to the results that I will get. And that it's not about escaping hard work in life. It's not about trying to get away from it or escape it. It's about embracing it and finding what works for you, and then becoming happy. Because if you're not doing what makes you happy, if you don't have a happy life and you're not surrounded with happy people, then, well, you might take it out on everyone else, or you might just find yourself not living the life you wanted to live. And as humans, that's going to happen to us. A lot of us. That's just how it is. Not everybody's going to be happy. But we can try, right? As individuals. I love these rainy, windy evenings. I think it's November 2nd, 2016. Crazy. Another year is going by quickly. It's going to be 2017. That just blows my mind. Every winter is like this cycle now. And I've been watching, carefully for the last several years. And it's really a fascinating thing. Just being observant of the seasons in a different way. It's difficult to explain. My relation to those seasons, anyhow. Well, I'm going to go now and go back inside and watch a movie and relax and go to bed. So, namaste.